What's up guys, Houndish here, and today the Arc configuration puzzle has gone live in the 0 hour mission. It's very similar to the Void puzzle, and of course, this is the second week, so we can make more progress on the catalyst for Outbreak in both Heroic and again for the puzzle, and we can take the second box on our exotic ship schematic, and that means we can get it finished up next week if we're all up to date. So if you've already done the Void config, and you want the quick kind of change list, then we'll cover that first, but if this is your first time completing one of these, then I will give kind of a brief explanation of how the basics here work. So let's jump straight into it. If you guys enjoyed the video, a like below is very much appreciated, but first up, gotta give a huge shout out to the community once again, who've kind of collectively brute forced this puzzle. Loads of folks contribute in different combinations that they found. Also gotta give a massive shout out to Math Class, but also Redeem. Man, so many folks who are much smarter than me helped to figure this stuff out, so credit where credit is due. So now, if you're going for the Arc config this week, it actually starts in the same location, so you'll find the Arc item on the shelf on the left-hand side of the first room. On top of this, the key locations are the same as well. So you may remember those from last week. If not, or if it's your first time, I will leave a clip of all of the key locations at the end of the video, but you can start this process on any week. Either way, of course, first you need to get the configuration item, then you need to collect the keys, and then finally do the puzzle in the vault room. So again, those key locations are timestamped below. Now for the Arc variation of this mission, the floor puzzle in the oven or kind of microwave room, as it's lovingly called, has changed, and you can see the route right here. So you need to go all the way to the right hand side panel, walk up to the last but one panel, then turn left, move forward 2 panels, turn left again, and head back towards the doorway 3 panels, so last but one, then make another turn, head for the left outside wall, and then you can run all the way to the end. And then we have the configuration puzzle itself. So many of you guys will be generally familiar with how this works. And if you are, the only thing you need to know about this week with the Arc configuration is that we only need 2 consoles once again, and those are consoles 1 and 3. Like last time, the number from console 3 isn't always required, but you go through very much the same process. So starting the sequence at console 1, inputting console 1's numbers into a solver, or using or searching a spreadsheet to find the appropriate room, and then of course the node to activate inside of that room, but otherwise we're doing nearly the same thing as last week, and if you did that, then you pretty much already know what to do from here. I will link Math Class's spreadsheet for this week down below, and also, I've linked a solver from Lock the Mode on Twitter, who's built a really easy to use tool to figure this stuff out. Now, if you need more of an introduction to this, you can check out my previous video, but for a quick recap, and I'm referring to the room layout diagram in the Math Class post right here, so credit to those folks, but we have 3 consoles in the central part of the room. Consoles 1 and 3 are on the left-hand side, and then console 2 is on the right side of the room at the back. On top of this, on the outside, there are 7 colored rooms, and these are also shown in the diagram, and when you start the sequence at console 1, you'll actually need to use the 2 dials that are on the consoles to read a number, and this is demonstrated by the highlighted segment on the dial, so it works very much like a clock. So you'll need 2 people at least to man the consoles and to activate the nodes around the room. And of course for the Arc variant right now, we only need to use console 1 and console 3 occasionally. And this is where the map and solver come into play. So say console 1 shows 2 and 4, just like this. So that's the second segment on the left-hand side and the 4th segment on the right-hand side. If we take that to a solver, and I'll link this one down below, firstly you enter 2 for console 1 left and 4 for console 1 right, and in this instance we don't need console 3's number, and so the solver tells me green 3, so now we need to go to the green room and activate node 3. Now the nodes are in a specific order, and you can see that room layout for each of the colored rooms right here. The nodes are numbered, but the node layout is the same in each of the colored rooms. So you just need to know the right color of the room that you're going to. These images are also shown on the solver that I've linked below and that you can see on screen, and this really is the easiest way to do it. But for the person on console 3, sometimes you'll need the first number from their console to get the answer. So for that first example, console 1 shows 2 and 4, and we only needed those first 2 numbers. Other times, you will need the first number, which is displayed on console 3, in order to get the correct answer from the solver. But otherwise, that's about it. You are going to have to do this a total of 49 times though, and then activating the answering nodes in the appropriate room. So the grind is certainly real, but you can just have 2 of you run down and then actually cheese this if you want. But if you're in a good team, you can relatively easily clear this one as well. And of course, either way, this will grant us some additional catalyst progress and will tick the void box on the exotic ship schematic. So once again, if you're up to date, that means we can get it next week. Otherwise, you will have to do each of the configurations, so it's a total of 3 weeks from the start to the end. Now I mentioned the key locations, and what I'm going to do is actually run a clip from my previous video right here just to make it easier. So kill all of the enemies in the first 3 areas, and then after you've dropped down the elevator shaft, you will get to the area called Passage. Here, in the heroic version, you will need to go to the right hand side, head over to the vent, and you'll drop down into this room right here. Now the first keycard that you'll need is actually under this little walkway. You can go underneath, shoot out the vent, and you'll find that blue keycard at the very end of the vent. Then you'll need to continue through the heroic version in the normal way until you get to just before the main jumping puzzle on the outer side of the wall. I will link a video down below that has a better guide to the heroic version, but the next keycard will be before the first jumping puzzle on the outer side of the wall. So once you've been through the passageway with the 3 red pipes, head immediately to the right hand side, and under the walkway here, you can once again head underneath, and this is where you'll get the green keycard. Now the final keycard that you'll need is actually at the other end of the jumping puzzle, so as soon as you go back inside of the wall right here, you head to the left, head to this little nook on the right, and there will be kind of a vent opening with the red keycard. So now you've got all 3 of the keycards activated on the configuration quest. So anyway, there we go guys. That's how you get the Arc configuration done this week. Once again, massive shout out to the community that helped figure this out. I hope the video has been useful, and if it has, a like is very much appreciated. If you're new around here, be sure to hit subscribe if you want to keep up to date with everything related to Destiny 2. But otherwise guys, thank you for tuning in as always, and whatever you get up to, I hope you have an awesome day.